The Brown family has reached a record high in upheaval, and it's disintegrating quicker than anybody had anticipated. In a shocking surprise, Kody Brown has just presented Robyn with divorce papers in person. Yes, you heard it right. Kody is finally calling it quits with Robyn, and it's causing shockwaves throughout the entire Sister Wives universe. But wait, this is just the tip of the iceberg. This dramatic scene apparently went down at a heated family get-together where tensions flared like never before. According to sources, Robyn was totally blindsided, despite fans having predicted for months that their relationship was in trouble. Despite all this, no one thought Kody would make such a public and dramatic move, particularly after clinging to Robyn through the downfall of his marriages with Meri, Janelle, and Christine. So what finally tipped him off? As the dust was settling, Kody's first wife, Meri Brown, made a revelation of her own. In a blistering, emotion-filled comment, she was heard to say, "The devil is better than Robyn." Everyone was left gasping. Meri, usually the quiet one, finally made herself heard, and boy, did she ever. But just when you think the flames have died down, another blazes up. Janelle Brown, who has been relatively cool-headed in previous seasons, blew up in a very rare moment of conflict. She leapt to Meri's defense, accusing Kody and Robyn publicly of manipulation and chronic favoritism. Her fiery words set social media ablaze, with fans lauding both Janelle and Meri for being unbreakable after years of emotional damage. So, is Robyn's role as Kody's supposed favorite finally crumbling away? As this emotional earthquake rocks the Brown family to its foundation, one thing is for sure. The Sister Wives drama is far from over. What began as a tale of oneness is now unraveling as one of betrayal, breached trust, and acrimonious truths finally emerging. And here's the actual kicker. Season 19 of Sister Wives is already airing, but rumors are building up that this could be the last we ever witness of the Brown family's narrative. Since its launch in 2010, the program has given viewers an unusual insight into the complicated lives of a family of polygamists. But with Kody's last wedding now crumbling, is this the end of the line? Don't move anywhere. The true tale surrounding this dramatic divorce is only just coming to light. What happens next could change everything. Once a symbol of unity in the world of polygamy, the Brown family is now facing a stunning transformation, one that fans never saw coming. Patriarch Kody Brown, who once sat at the helm of a sprawling clan of 4 wives and 18 kids, now stands in the ashes of what was once a daring experiment in plural marriage. The Browns never were simply another reality family. Being part of the Apostolic United Brethren, a fundamentalist Mormon denomination, they sought to dispel public stereotypes and usher polygamy into the mainstream. Their program, Sister Wives, opened their lives to the world, exposing the day-to-day intricacies of maintaining a gigantic family with balancing love, faith, and delicate human feelings. Externally, it was a blend of home life and the bizarre, parenting, domestic chores, and financial pressures, mixed with foundational jealousy, disproportionate love, and conflict of faith. Meanwhile, secretly, cracks were always evident, and with the passage of time, those cracks ravaged the entire structure. All 3 of Kody's wives, Christine, Janelle, and Meri, had exited by the time season 19 was on air in 2024. What had been a tale of togetherness had become one of loss, emotional distance, and broken ties. Fans who had previously sat down to see a family make it through tough times were now witnessing the gradual disintegration of its very soul. And at the heart of it all, Meri Brown's tragic odyssey. Meri was Kody's first wife and the only one he was ever lawfully wedded to. They shared 1 child together, and even from the start, their marriage was defined by distance and strife. Kody confessed he wasn't drawn to her, and eventually, they ceased to be husband and wife. Still, Meri clung on. Even in his aloofness, even in being set aside, Meri remained faithful. Her spiritual commitment to the plural marriage calling kept her grounded. Even when Kody sat her down and bluntly told her there was no future for the 2 of them. In reality, it was Meri who urged Kody to pursue Robyn, his 4th wife. The tragedy is heart-wrenching. The one whom he showed the least amount of devotion to is the one who brought into his family his favorite wife. And yet, Meri persisted. She tried. But during season 19, she finally made the difficult choice to let go, to walk away from a marriage that only brought pain. And that, for many fans, marked the end of an era. Meri moving on left a void in the story, a signal that Sister Wives may have reached its natural conclusion, with Christine and Janelle already out of the picture, and now Meri vacating the stage. What's left is something no one anticipated: monogamy between Kody and Robyn. That's correct. The husband who once touted the spiritual benefit of plural marriage now candidly admits he doesn't want it anymore. In a recent episode, Robyn asked Kody if he even missed being part of a polygamous family. His response? Honest and revealing. "I don't want to be cavalier with my response because we were committed to this," he said. "But I am no longer interested in plural marriage." Afterwards, in a confession, he continued, "I don't want to go after another woman. I don't want that headache, the questions, the struggles, the wondering about trust. I'm not in that space." So, what are the implications for the future of Sister Wives? With the central dynamic now lost, and the initial reason for the show disintegrating, most feel the end is imminent. What started as a bold and emotional look into a non-traditional family has turned into a tale of heartbreak, self-discovery, and in the end, letting go. The Brown family's journey may be coming to an end, but the power of their tale and what it teaches us will be remembered long after the cameras roll away. Christine Brown had waited years for emotional distance, neglect, and heartbreak before she finally made the drastic choice to exit her marriage to Kody Brown in 2021. For fans who had watched Sister Wives for more than a decade, her departure wasn't only a breakup, it was the dismantling of a belief system and a personal transformation that stunned viewers and altered the family forever. Kody Brown has insisted he doesn't regret being part of a plural family despite everything. He's even stated that raising his children was the best blessing to result from his marriages. But actions speak louder than words. And those blessings, many of whom were once close with their father, now hardly speak to him. So what happened? Everything seemed to change after Kody married Robyn. His relationship with her, and the attention he lavished on that one, ignited anger in many of his older kids. Some were left feeling abandoned, others flat out rejected. And for Christine, the woman who had never been afraid to wear her heart on her sleeve, that rejection was too much to take. Christine grew up in a polygamous family. She knew the way things were. But that didn't make it any simpler when she became the third wife, particularly when her husband's affections were demonstrably wandering elsewhere. She craved a deeper relationship, romance, partnership, but what she got instead was increasing emotional distance and the inescapable fact that Robyn was now at the forefront of Kody's life. At last, Christine had had enough. Quitting was not easy, but it proved to be the very best thing she ever did. And then came the shock twist nobody could have predicted. Following her breakup from Kody, Christine didn't merely survive. She flourished. In a touching surprise, she fell in love with David Woolley. They got married in October 2023 during a celebration of new dreams and beginnings, undefined. Their relationship is newly simple, honest, and monogamous. Define property. They ride bikes, get tattoos together, and even do home renovations as a team. Now, for the first time in her life, Christine has the marriage and love she ever desired. And with it, her own chapter in Sister Wives and in plural marriage was closed. But Christine wasn't alone in walking away from Kody. Janelle Brown and Meri Brown soon followed, both charting their own courses out of an increasingly one-sided family environment. For Janelle, polygamy had its advantages. She enjoyed the freedom it provided, the ability to create her own life without the constant presence of her husband. But what she could not tolerate was Kody's increasing distance from their children's lives. Janelle and Kody had 6 children together: Logan, Maddie, Hunter, Garrison, Gabriel, and Savannah. During the early years, Kody was present and engaged, but over time, and particularly after his relationship with Robyn became more intimate, the emotional distance grew. Kody's attention turned to his younger children, particularly the ones he had with Robyn, and the others started to feel as if they no longer existed. That is when Janelle realized things needed to change. Like Christine, she walked away not only from a man, but from a set of beliefs no longer working for her or for her children. And in doing so, she began crafting the life she always envisioned, one defined by independence, strength, and self-worth. So where does that leave Sister Wives? With Christine, Janelle, and Meri all gone, the show's foundation, plural marriage, is gone with them. What remains is a broken framework, with Kody and Robyn now living as a monogamous couple. And that leaves only one burning question. Is this the end of Sister Wives as we know it? Stay tuned, because although the plural family is finished, the tale of their change is far from over. Janelle Brown is a woman of quiet strength. With the end of her marriage to Kody Brown, she looked long and hard at her own life and decided it was time to start over. Since her marriage was in the past and her children are grown, Janelle is now following a dream she had in her heart, opening a flower farm. An avid gardener for many years, she recently purchased land in North Carolina to be near her daughter, Maddie Brush, her husband, Caleb, and their 3 children. Janelle is now establishing roots in more than one sense, providing a quiet new life amidst family and the outdoors. But while Janelle is entering a new era, Sister Wives family has been rocked to its foundation. In March 2024, tragedy occurred when 25-year-old Garrison Brown, Janelle and Kody's cherished son, died after battling mental health conditions for a long time. His passing shocked the family and left them stunned. Garrison had been remembered for his colorful personality and immense affection for his siblings. The tragedy wasn't just private. It was public, acutely painful, and deeply devastating. In the wake of it all, Janelle and Kody, no longer husband and wife, were left bound in sorrow. They issued a joint statement grieving the loss of their beautiful boy, and fans appreciated an unusual moment of unity between the 2 ex-partners. Naturally, the family now identifies the Sister Wives show with intense emotional suffering. Production had become a reminder of their bereavement. As Janelle sets out on this path of healing and recreation, she might ultimately opt to leave the limelight forever, and she wouldn't be by herself. The Sister Wives franchise premiered as a fascinating exploration of contemporary polygamy, yet the world upon which it was constructed no longer exists. None of Kody's former wives, Christine, Meri, or Janelle, have any intention of returning to plural marriage. Christine is now remarried and happy to David Woolley in a monogamous union. Meri has moved on, opting for personal growth and self-sufficiency. And Janelle is concentrating on living a calm, independent existence near her kids. More revealing, not one of Kody's numerous children has opted for polygamy. Though many are married or in committed relationships, none have emulated their father. In season 19, Robyn's child, Aurora, got baptized into a church that promotes plural marriage. And although Kody was honored to be involved, Robyn afterwards confessed she was let down. In an honest confession, she remarked, "I do feel like we failed." To her, the fact that there were no children who continued the faith or lifestyle was a bitter acknowledgement, and she might just be correct. The entire concept of Sister Wives, a plural family living through life in a contemporary world, has gradually disintegrated over the last couple of seasons. What is left is no longer a plural home. Kody and Robyn are now monogamous, with no intention of bringing new wives into the family. The show has evolved into a portrait of endings rather than beginnings. So what comes next? As fans, we've watched the rise and fall of this unconventional family. We've seen love, heartbreak, betrayal, growth, and now, loss. The senseless loss of Garrison could be the emotional turning point not only for the Browns, but for the series itself. Sister Wives may have run its course. Naturally, because ultimately, this was not a show about polygamy. It was about individuals, imperfect, authentic, and growing. And now, they get to live out their next acts, even if it means permanently turning off the cameras. For the Brown family, March 2024 was a month of unthinkable tragedy. Robert Garrison Brown, much-loved son of Janelle and Kody Brown, passed away by suicide at the age of 25. The devastating news caused shockwaves among the Sister Wives fandom. With fans and family in mourning, the news was shared through a joint Instagram post by Kody and Janelle, where they wrote, "He was a bright spot in the lives of all who knew him. Our loss is going to create such a large void in our life that it takes our breath away. We request you all to respect our privacy and join us in celebrating his memory." Janelle has since been very public about the emotional price it's cost her. She shared her sadness openly, truthfully, and vulnerably on social media. In March 2024, she shared photos from Garrison's celebration of life, saying, "Coming out of the fog, it's been hard to get my brain to work properly again. I am so grateful for the outpouring of love and support I've received these last 3 weeks. The support has been overwhelming. I am honored." In April, 2024, what would have been Garrison's 26th birthday, Janelle honored her son with heartbreaking sweetness. Happy heavenly birthday. Happy birthday, sweetheart, she wrote. We miss you so much today. It's impossible to believe you are not here anymore. We spoke about you a lot today and even went for dinner to Texas Roadhouse. I still feel you around sometimes, and I am thankful that we will reunite with one another when my time is done. Mother's Day in May 2024 was particularly hard for Janelle. She explained how baking an easy strawberry rhubarb pie, a favorite dessert of Garrison's, cued strong memories. Perhaps no one cherished it more than Garrison, and that made this pie a bit bittersweet. I love you, honey, and miss you every day. At the U.S. Weekly plus Pluto TV Reality Stars of the Year party in October 2024, Janelle opened up. Making it through every day is a day. You simply take it day by day, moment by moment. I just feel that you simply do what you can to facilitate mental health, particularly men's mental health. We just keep trying to honor and remember him. By March 2025, exactly 1 year after his death, Janelle celebrated the painful milestone with a touching Instagram post. I stay busy, but in every quiet moment, you are first and foremost in my thoughts. It's been a year, baby. We miss you so much. I miss you so much. Gone too soon. The Sister Wives reality show captured this time of raw sorrow. In an episode airing in May 2025, the family's raw feelings were exposed. Kody, whose stoic demeanor often belies his emotional depths, tearfully broke down, admitting, grief comes in waves, undefined. It just wasn't supposed to be this way. He expressed remorse over previous fights with Garrison, especially ones relating to COVID-19 protocol, stating, I didn't get a chance to really just make things right. Undefined, just not being able to say goodbye. I thought there would be more time. Everybody thinks they got more time. At a raw emotional moment, Kody wheeled around to Robyn and collapsed. It's like I've got to do something different because I could have had more time with him. How am I going to do this? How do I do the rest of my life? With every holiday, every birthday, without him. Janelle Brown's voice quivered during the May 2025 episode of Sister Wives as she relived the devastating last few hours leading up to the death of her son Garrison. She recalled texting and calling him throughout the day. Everything felt ordinary, but when she realized he went dark at 8 p.m., she became concerned. Janelle instructed her sons to go check on him. Then she went to bed, without a clue about the heartbreaking news she'd awakened to. It was her son, Gabriel, who phoned her early the next morning. Garrison is dead. With tears in her eyes, Janelle explained her bewilderment and grief. I don't know what occurred that night. He's had other nights like this where he'd drink, pass out, and go sort of radio silent, but he'd always be back in the morning. I don't know what happened this time. Later, she told her sister Carrie. Garrison, she explained, had lived silently with depression and anxiety, and in the solitude of the pandemic, alcohol was the way he coped, one that ultimately took over him. We did everything we could, and I know that, but Garrison was more than his suffering. He was a profoundly loving brother, ever engaged in the lives of his younger siblings. Janelle remembered how considerate he was with Christine and Kody's daughter, truly, and how he used to go see Robyn's kids, Solomon and Ariella, nearly every day. He was always so much about his little brother and sister, she said, smiling gently through the heartache. He loved them so much. Kody himself was consumed by grief during the same episode of Sister Wives. With worry overcoming him at unpredictable times, he related a deep yearning, a crippling pain. Sometimes, out of the blue, it'll just overpower me, almost like an anxiety attack. A profound, suffocating sense that I'll never lay eyes on him again. As a way of mourning, Kody had a plan that was extremely personal. He would have Garrison buried in Wyoming, next to his own grandparents, making a pilgrimage to his family heritage. There's so much left unsaid. So much left undone. I was the first one that held him. This is my son. I cradled him to sleep, he exclaimed in tears. Kody took it one step further. He asked the sexton at the cemetery if he could dig the grave himself. A ritualistic, spiritual act. It means something to me. I don't know why, but it's one of the most important things I've ever done. In a quiet, weathered cemetery in Wyoming, he dug the earth for his son. A father's final act of love. It's the last ode to my boy. This is my duty, my job. On Sister Wives' May 4th, 2025 episode, Kody Brown finally spoke out about the tragedy that devastated his world, losing his son, Garrison Brown. Garrison took his own life at the age of 25 in March 2024 at home in Flagstaff, Arizona. The reality show remained silent for months on the tragedy, and only now faced the horrific truth. And in the process, Kody revealed the deep-seated wounds that had long been concealed. Not only grief, but remorse. A growing rift had developed between Kody and Garrison over the years preceding his death, fueled by emotion, distance, family stress, and tangled fallout during the COVID-19 pandemic. Now, time was out of the question. "It wasn't supposed to be this way," Kody said to his wife Robyn, tears welling up. "I didn't get a chance to really just make things right." He couldn't say goodbye. He didn't know the last time he saw Garrison would be the final time. And now, he was left alone, with memories, missed calls, and what-ifs. "So many people told me not to get caught in the what-if train," Kody said, "but I'm going to, because that's how I do the process." He looped with the questions. What if I had called him? What if I had just kept in touch more? What if we'd gone and done more? What if I hadn't been so concerned about the wrong things? These weren't passive thoughts. To Kody, they were a link, the only thing that made him still feel close to Garrison. In a sorrowful moment, he asked out loud, "How do I do the rest of my life? With every holiday? Every birthday?" What once were celebrations are now reminders of absence, of silence, of grief. Kody admitted that in hindsight, the frustrations that consumed him during the pandemic, the tension, the control, the family fractures, all of a sudden just felt so unimportant. "I'm just sad, disappointed about what could have been." Later, in a tearful interview for the Sister Wives one-on-one special, Kody faced not only sadness, but criticism. When asked by host Sukanya Krishnan if he favored some family members over others, particularly his wife Robyn, Kody bristled with annoyance. "Try that," he snapped. "Your bond with each child is unique. Each friend is unique. There are varied connections, varied fulfillments." He confessed what many already knew. You find a higher love, and then everybody just slaps you down for it. Whether or not viewers perceived that as justification or evasiveness, one thing was certain. Kody Brown is a grieving father, a man coming to terms with loss, with errors, and the inescapable passage of time. "I'll tell you what, there's a divine aspect about my relationship with Robyn." Kody Brown was not holding anything back anymore. In a raw, angry moment, he stood up for the woman he refers to as his soulmate and snapped back at the condemnation he's received for loving her. "I love this woman," he said, "and I'm so sick and tired of being guilted for it. I'm walking around flipping two birds." After decades of plural marriage, the Brown family had unraveled fast. Christine was the first to leave in November 2021. Then Janelle followed in December 2022. And just 1 month later, in January 2023, Meri confirmed that her marriage to Kody had also come to an end. 3 wives gone, 4 marriages broken, all within 14 months. The problem at its core? Favoritism, many said. Kody's intimate emotional connection to Robyn, and how increasingly evident that was to the rest of the household. And eventually, that imbalance upended the foundation of their plural home. In an interview with People magazine, Meri openly discussed the psychological cost of jealousy, something she had learned to keep under wraps as a young girl growing up in the fundamentalist Mormon religion. "I didn't have the tools to deal with my feelings," Meri said. "I felt like I was a bad person even to feel jealous." She remembered how she would be puzzled when Kody would say to her, "If you're fine with other wives coming in the family, why do you feel jealous?" The answer now seems simple. "Because I'm human," Meri said. She wasn't alone in that heartbreak, but in March 2024, everything changed. Not just for Meri, but for Kody, Janelle, and every member of the Brown family. That month, tragedy struck Robert Garrison Brown. Kody and Janelle's 25-year-old son died by suicide. Suddenly, old wounds and broken vows meant nothing. 2 former spouses, now just 2 grieving parents, were pulled back together. Not by choice, but by love and loss. In a joint statement posted on Instagram, they wrote, "Janelle and I are deeply saddened to announce the loss of our beautiful boy, Robert Garrison Brown. He was a shining light in the lives of everyone who knew him. Our loss will be so huge in our lives that it takes our breath away." For Kody and Janelle, it was unimaginable pain. Gone was bitterness. Gone was blame. In its place, grief, shared, raw, and overwhelming. Janelle sought refuge in memories. She celebrated Garrison's birthday by going to his favorite restaurant. She baked his favorite pie. She made posts that broke open the fans' hearts everywhere. Kody, on the other hand, grappled with guilt and remorse, the what-ifs that tormented his nights. And now, their formerly fractured connection became something else. A tentative union forged in brokenness. Not a love reunion, but a reunion of loss. Because tragedy doesn't care what you love or who you've lost. It doesn't care about cameras, contracts, or custody. It just comes. And when it does, it reverses everything. And for Janelle Brown, this Mother's Day was not a time for celebration. It was a heart-wrenching reminder of the laughter that used to fill the room. And a son who would never walk through the door again. She candidly talked about the challenge of dealing with her first Mother's Day without Garrison. Her heart weighed down by sorrow. The habits they once shared, the pie, the laughter, the hugs, were now memories, bittersweet and heartbreaking. In the meantime, Kody Brown struggled with another form of pain, the pain of regret. On Sister Wives, viewers witnessed moments of Kody's sorrow. He confessed he missed so many opportunities to reunite with Garrison, moments he believed would arrive someday in the future, now lost forever. I wish I'd reached out. I wish I'd listened more. I just thought we had time. But time ran out. The family chose to cremate Garrison and subsequently buried his ashes in Wyoming, a place Garrison adored, a place with family memories, a place where he would be able to rest in peace, surrounded by the land and legacy that raised him. Although divorced, Kody and Janelle sat together at the burial, no longer as husband and wife, but as parents, bound together in sorrow. But what brought them here? What broke a 30-year marriage, 6 children, and a lifetime of mutual sacrifice? The reasons behind the divorce. The fault lines had been developing for years. Janelle felt Kody's relationship with their children, particularly the older boys, had become distant. She saw Kody slide away, seemingly more concerned with control than with connection. There was an increasing emotional distance. Discussions devolved into fights. Misconceptions turned into habits. And Janelle felt more and more unsupported and overlooked. During this time, fights over money and assets stretched the family even tighter. Janelle thought that she had contributed to the Brown family's financial foundation. She worked, saved, sacrificed, just like the other wives. But when the time came for dividing up assets, she didn't feel like she was being treated equally. Kody disagreed. He indicated the family's resources were collective, held by her and all the wives and children alike. He claimed Robyn's finances had been used to pay off family debts, and it wouldn't be right to draw from her now. But to Janelle, it didn't look like fair. It felt like favoritism. So after years of struggling to keep the pieces intact for her marriage, her religion, and her kids, Janelle released them all. She opted for self-respect rather than silence. She opted for her kids instead of chaos. She opted for freedom rather than frustration. A farewell and a final goodbye now. The family is getting ready for one of the most emotional moments in Sister Wives history. Season 19, Episode 26 premieres on May 25th, 2025, at 7 p.m. Pacific Time, 10 p.m. Undefined Eastern Time. In this sad episode, fans will witness Janelle at the Flagstaff Humane Society, where a commemorative sign with Garrison's name hangs. Upper, the Browns head to Wyoming for Garrison's burial. Upper, a quiet moment when the whole family comes together for one final farewell. Kody, in a very personal act, digging his son's grave, a symbolic gesture of grief, guilt, and memory. This is not another episode. This is a family, laid bare. No more roles to play, no more labels to wear, just raw, real grief. As season 19 of Sister Wives continues to unfold with one of the most emotional episodes on record, fans across the country are getting ready to watch live for episode 26. So, where and when can you watch? Where to stream Sister Wives season 19? Episode 26, you can stream Sister Wives on the TLC network. Your home for emotional and dramatic reality TV, TLC, is carried by most cable and satellite television providers, as well as by some live TV streaming services. The episode will also be streaming on Max, previously known as HBO Max, one of the most popular streaming providers that offers exclusive films, docuseries, and programming, including all episodes of Sister Wives. Release date, May 25th, 2025. Time 7 p.m. Pacific, 10 p.m. Eastern. So no matter where you are seeing it on traditional cable or streaming on Max, you won't want to miss this poignant installment in the Brown family saga. What is Sister Wives really about? If you're new to the series or haven't watched in a while, here's a quick reminder. Sister Wives is a groundbreaking reality show that follows Kody Brown, a man in a polygamous marriage with 4 wives, Meri, Janelle, Christine, and Robyn, and their 18 children. Through ups and downs, births, and heartbreaks, the Brown family has tried to live their truth in a world that often doesn't understand them. The official synopsis says it all. Husband Kody Brown, along with his 4 wives and their combined 18 children, attempts to navigate life as a normal family in a society that shuns their lifestyle. Over 19 seasons, we've watched love, conflict, personal growth, and now, deep sorrow unfold on screen. Episode 26 isn't just another installment, it's a turning point, a moment of mourning, a moment of reckoning, and maybe a new beginning for the Browns.